Today's guest helps golfers hopefully get better at Minot Country Club. Joining me now, it's Andy Schmitz, head pro at the Minot Country Club. Let's start right there. How were you able to, get up here to the Magic Hills of the Magic City for the head pro post here at MCC?
Well, I'm born and raised in Bismarck. My mom's actually was born and raised in West Hope, so had a lot of contacts and coming through Minot when I was younger, staying in West Hope when I was younger. My family, my grandma, aunt and uncle are still there. After high school, went to BSC, played golf for 1 year, and then moved to Phoenix for 12 years. Decided to come back to Bismarck and work for the Park and Rec system there at the 3 courses there. Saw that the Minot Country Club job opened up and didn't know anything about it, never been here. Decided just to apply, wanted to come up and see it, and interviewed, and 4 years later I'm still here.
Why do you think it's unique compared to North Dakota, the upper Midwest, maybe even some stuff you saw in Arizona maybe?
It's definitely different. Jim Ing has a style of building golf courses that's very unique, and it's very especially unique to North Dakota, where typically golf is very flat and somewhat boring. So yeah, it's very different. I think a lot of times when we have guests here, they come and play, and they're kind of shocked that the golf course is the way it is. But everybody loves it, and I think we got pretty lucky.
It's a beautiful golf course. At the same time, recently this season and the season before this one, seems to be a lot of hole-in-ones going down here. How cheesy is this course?
I would tell you this. When I drove around it after I interviewed, I was kind of shook my head on a couple holes. Had to ask the superintendent if they put the hole location in some of those spots. He said yes, and wasn't too sure what to think about it. And that was in 17. We had our first year, and I think we had 33 hole-in-ones that year. So
bunch of bullies, that's why, or what?
You know what? It's not just the bowls. We have bowls on 5 and 7, but it's just the all-around green complexes. Everything is very bold. The approaches around the greens are very, they're cut very short. So if you miss the green, it'll roll on, and obviously that's got a lot to do with a lot of the hole-in-ones that we have. So, I think you get some people that might not like it. You get some people that like it. I think anything to make golf easier or more fun these days. Golf has kind of been on the slide last 10 years or so. It takes too long, costs too much. So anytime that, and it's too hard for a lot of people. So anytime you can make it easier or more fun, I think that's going in the right direction.
It's not too hard for guys like you, though, so that's okay.
Hey, I'll say this. I've never had a hole-in-one here, so...
There you go. You'll go out here today, and by the time this airs after tape, you'll have like 3 of them. So besides even the layouts, I want to ask you might know this guy. How do you explain a success that Waylon Stanley has had during his career? Because I came out during a golf scramble one time, and he's out on 11, one of those bowls, but he's got to be good enough to be able to hit it within 4 inches of the cup while he's wearing slide flip-flops, socks, and enjoying a nice gin and tonic on a Monday. Just the track record of guys like that, how do you explain it?
Honestly, we have some holes here where, and Waylon, I've never played golf with him, so he might be a really good player. I'm not sure, but we have. I've heard of some shots here that probably had no business even being on the green that end up close to the hole. So, but like I said, we have beginners, we have members that don't play a lot of golf, and if they come out and play golf and they hit a good shot, hit it close, or maybe even get a hole-in-one, I think it's great.
How do you fare when you would walk this course versus driving a cart? Because it looks like really hilly and it could be exhaustion for anybody.
Well, I've never walked it.
Of course you haven't, bro. The juniors can come and walk it, but you haven't? You should try it sometime.
It's not a good walk. Not at all. I think Mike Schmidt is probably the only member that I know that has walked it.
Really?
And has walked it every year. He'll walk it every once in a while. but yeah, I wouldn't suggest walking it. Green to tee is super bad. Some really long walks, and obviously it's up and down, so not a lot of walkers.
If you ever decide to do that, what would be like the best food from elevation to kill your workout that you just had after 18 of walking?
Boy, I suppose before I'd have to carb load and probably do some sort of pasta. I'm not sure if I've had anything on their menu that I don't like. I don't know, pasta probably.
You're not the pro, so you'll say that if you're not the pro. Pasta or whatever, you always got to say it's good no matter what
Right.
you work here.
Oh,
Okay.
we got lucky with the restaurant here, that's for sure.
Yeah, so getting away from where you're at right now, obviously a lot of history in Bismarck. What course in the Bis-Man area do you think is the toughest?
You know what? Bismarck's got a lot of good golf, I would say. I think they've got one of the best, if not the best, municipal golf courses in Riverwood. Riverwood's a fantastic golf course. And then the last 10, 15 years or so, it's turned the corner in the shape that it's been in. Obviously, Hawktree is a great golf course, too. And then Prairie West has now all of a sudden become a place where everybody wants to play. Since they got a new superintendent, and the greens there are notoriously for being probably the fastest in the Bis-Man area. So I would say if I was going down to Bismarck today, I think I'd probably play Riverwood first and then Hawktree. Unless it's blowing 40 miles an hour, then I'd probably play Riverwood twice.
Whether you're here or there, what's been the most important KMOT golf tip that you've taught so far in your career?
Oof.
Just now, I remember you did a flop shot thing, moved 5 feet to the right, did a bunker shot, and then buried the ball in the same spot. So that must have been a quick shooting day for 3 weeks of work.
Boy, I don't know what is the most important.
You're like, I never end up with a fried egg lie, so I just got to teach it and go through the motions.
I think, depending on what kind of player you are and where your game is, everybody is so different that all those tips can kind of relate to each individual golfer. I would say, thinking right now, probably maybe like pre-shot routine stuff, people getting into a routine before they hit and committing to a shot, probably that one would be the most important. I think that would pertain to a big blanket of golfers.
Mm-hmm. And so before I ask for a friend and before I pay Alex Dagenstein $80 for an hour, how would you say that you could hit the ball the distance that it's intended for each club? Because that's like my problem. No matter if I hit it good, it'll top out at 150 no matter the loft of the club or if it's a wood or whatever.
Well, I would say first go get a lesson from Alex.
Okay.
And then
now that I say that, yeah.
Each club's got different loft. Each club has a different looking face, and for some reason you're delivering the club in a certain way that's making it go the same distance. It could be a bunch of different reasons, but I always tell people that, reading articles or doing the 5-minute kind of tip, those ones, aren't my favorite. I always like to go to a trained eye, good PGA professional, somebody that really knows what they're doing, somebody that teaches all the time. Go to those guys. They'll get you on the right track.
I'm sorry that I asked for anything proprietary for free here at Minot Country Club. So you coached at St. Mary's. So I'll ask you about some rivals. How do you think that you would be able to compete against those Herbel sisters from Century? Hannah and Leah, you just hang in like 68s in high school tournaments all the time. They probably don't need to be from the Reds. They could probably tee off with you, no problem.
Probably not. I coached at Bismarck High and St. Mary's. Did boys and girls for a while. We actually won state at Bismarck High and St. Mary's when I was there, and I think the Herbel girls were actually going through the Catholic school system, so I was getting thinking I was going to be pretty lucky there getting them, and then obviously I left, but now I see that they play at Century, and I can't remember a girls duo, especially sisters like that. But that just goes to show you, kids that grow up on a golf course with a good golf pro, like Rupert has been with them, and they get good instruction, and obviously they're very disciplined, and they love the game. And like I told all my girls, if you really love the game and you get with somebody and you spend the time doing it, who knows what you can do. And I'm sure that what they're gonna, they haven't done the best at but that they're gonna do. They're gonna go far, and it'll be exciting to watch them. And who knows how far they'll go. It'll be fun to watch.
Who have you personally taken the most from, both from a local coach, maybe one of your buddies that you play with, a local golf pro, and then even on like the PGA Tour stage? Who do you maybe emulate and take from?
Golf instruction has really changed over the last 10, 20 years, especially now with all the technology and social media. I follow a bunch of guys. I try to learn every day. I take a bunch of new drills and new information all the time. When I was in Arizona, I was lucky enough to work for a golf pro named Greg Avant, and probably learned the most from him and his teaching. Professional Tony Grimes are ones that I remember that really got me started to think differently when teaching and learning and giving golf lessons. So, I don't know if it would be one person. I follow whoever I can and learn from everyone that I can.
And another maybe coming of age question, past the Herbels back here in Minot. How soon do you feel like guys like Brody Bosch, Damyn Boyce, and Todd Telin could possibly be able to compete with Andy Schmitz on a good day?
But you're going to throw Todd Telin in there.
Well, inquiring minds maybe want to know. I'm not sure.
I will say I've never played golf with Todd. But here's the deal. Whenever I go out and play golf and we're playing in a game, I'm always betting on myself first. I've played quite a bit of golf with Brody. Played a little bit with Alex. We actually just played in a tournament together. Both can hit the ball very well. But like I said, if I'm playing in a money game, I'm always betting on myself.
But you're still not sure about Damyn Boyce. You had an answer for everybody but Damyn on that.
You know what? I don't know if I've ever played golf with Damyn.
Yeah.
The problem is that when you get a golf pro and an assistant working together, especially in the Midwest and North Dakota, when everything is so packed in a tight schedule, really one of us has got to be working or behind the counter at all times. So we haven't really played a lot of golf. So I don't know. I bet it'd be a good match. It's
not one of those like Jerry Seinfeld running race scenarios where it's like I choose not to golf for fear of the pupil over the master, or what?
No.
You guys are just busy guys here in the country club. You earn it.
I'll tell you what. I've played golf 7 times here this year, and it's July.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get to play a whole lot of golf, and that's a lot for me. So 7 rounds in 4 months. Mm-hmm. I don't get out a whole lot.
Speaking of just betting on yourself, like you were saying, obviously you have a lot of confidence. What's your strategy when you stand back and look at the big board in order to be able to come away with some cash from the Calcutta? The best way of analyzing, because that's a lot of numbers to take away, Andy.
You know what? This year was the 3rd year for our Calcutta here. I have stayed up late trying to think of how to make money in that thing, and I don't know what it is. And bottom line is, at the end of it, you have to play well, and you have to shoot low. This year I bet on a few member teams, and that was got a big goose egg from that team that I bought.
You think plenty of these members,
right?
It would pay off.
That's why I went with them, because it was 4 members. I always like to bet on members in that Calcutta here, because like we talked about before, there's a lot of local knowledge here and where to hit it, especially around the greens. So I decided to go with a all-member team. That didn't work out. So after that, obviously the next best choice was the Baki team. So we went on them, and they pulled through, and they won us some money, and our team actually did pretty well. So this was the first year that I actually pulled away with some cash.
North Dakota golf, especially at Minot Country Club, we've talked about the environment of the bowling greens that could help, but also it gets crazy windy. Another environment that you got to kind of navigate around here is Neon Night. What are some keys to scoring well when it's pitch black out there and you can't see a thing?
I don't know what I was thinking when I decided to do a glow ball night. It's probably my least favorite night of the year.
It's your only 80 of the year, or what?
It's a hectic night. Glow ball, this golf course is not very good for glow ball, but it's been our biggest, our most popular, I'll say, event of the year. not our biggest because we can only have 72 or 80 players because we can only light up 9 holes. So, but it's an event that I think last year sold out in 17 minutes, if I remember correctly. I think the phones were smoking when I sent that email out. So
imagine if you could light up 18 holes.
Well, no, don't. Don't say that.
Don't run it by.
Glow Ball is definitely a fun night if anybody's ever played it. It's we get the course lit up. It's actually, you can stand on the tees, and there's glow sticks all around the edges and the greens and the bunkers. It's pretty neat looking, and you can stand on a couple holes here and see golf balls flying in the air. They love it. It's a great time. Can be dangerous, but knock on wood, we haven't had any major accidents so far.
Got it. So I know you've only gotten to play here or maybe anywhere 7 times so far this year. So, but still sticking with the neon theme, when it comes to Minot's miniature attractions, do you prefer the putt district downtown for like the black light glow ball there, or perhaps the outdoor aesthetic of Lucy's amusement park south of town?
You know what? I think, well, for one, I've never been to the putt district.
You should go. I work there part-time.
Do you?
I can cut you a deal.
Okay.
Full admission for the price of full admission.
I'll head
Yeah.
down there. I would say, I'm a big fan of outdoor, really old school, hard outdoor miniature golf courses. So, I haven't been to either one here. I will say I have been to the one where the pumpkin patch is, and I enjoyed that one.
I like the ones. There's not enough around here anywhere really where it's all open grass. There's no hokey windmills or anything. You just putt like it's real golf, but it's mini golf holes. You ever seen that? There's like second cuts of rough and everything. Maybe you should get on. I know you have a board meeting sometime soon. Maybe that should be like Ben Barr brought this to the attention of the board.
Maybe we need a miniature golf putting course here.
Yeah, miniature golf pro. I can apply for that here in my part time. So, what's kind of been over the years your favorite golf movie?
Well, I'm just gonna say the obvious. My favorite is Caddyshack. It will always be Caddyshack. It's got to be.
Do you have a rival that torments you, like the groundhog in Caddyshack, or like Happy Gilmore and the clown?
I don't.
Nothing comes to mind.
Nothing that comes to mind.
Well, try to think fast. I don't have a whole lot of material left here. When you're in a position as a head golf pro, what is kind of your ultimate goal that you want to get done with managing a course like Minot Country Club? What's most important to you?
Well, I think Minot's a really different town as far as golf. I was just talking about it last night, laying in bed watching the news and, watching you last night.
Thanks for watching.
All of a sudden there's highlights from a scramble here, a scramble at Cirrus, a scramble at the Varden, and
it's Monday in the summer,
Yeah, and I know with what's going on, there's not a whole lot of sports or anything, but I think even before with what's going on, I think there was local news on some local tournaments here. You would never see that in Bismarck. Bismarck is not a huge scramble golf town. When I moved here, I'm just really surprised at the participation of the golf tournaments, the scramble tournaments. It's just golf. Golf is just, it seems more alive here, or there's more traditions here as far as the scrambles and the amateur golf in this town, which is great. I love it. But it's not like that, especially in Bismarck. You won't really see, from what I remember, highlights of tournaments there. You won't see all the golf courses have scramble events on Mondays like you see here. Like yesterday there was one at each course, and basically almost all of them are full. But golf is alive here in Minot. A lot of people enjoy playing it, and they support the clubs here, which is great. So yeah, it's a great town for golf if you like to play golf.
So maybe your responsibilities as a pro land more on just teaching people, enhancing the game, and not really like the popularity as much because it's freaking rolling. Or
yeah.
what?
So what I do here is, basically my number one job is to make sure that the members are happy, try to grow the membership, and try to create, golf, programs, tournaments that make people want to join and have fun. We're very busy here. The schedule here is during the week is packed. Typically every Monday we have outside events, so Mondays are basically a morning till night day for me on Mondays, and Tuesdays we have ladies league, and our ladies are pretty active. We'll probably have, if the weather stays like this and it's nice today, there'll probably be 60 ladies out there playing tonight. And then Wednesdays are men's day. Wednesday is obviously busy. I'll probably have 120 to 140 men play tomorrow, and I think probably one of our most popular nights as far as league is on Thursday nights, which is our couples night. And so far this year, I think every couples night has been sold out. I just come up with kind of quirky, off-the-wall kind of formats and events for them, and they love that. So that's just 9 holes on Thursday nights. And then Friday, Saturdays, we'll have our club events. Like this weekend will be our club championship. We have giveaway champion parking spots for our champions, so our members love that. When they pull in the parking lot, they'll see that a couple members have their own parking spots that win that tournament. And we have our obvious member guests and member and those type of events too. So just growing the game, keeping the members happy. Our junior program is big for a club this size. I think we'll have, again, 100 juniors go through our junior golf program again this year. So 100 little kids out there for 6 weeks in the summertime, teaching them and then getting them prepared for high school golf and our junior club championship. My job is to, as far as the club here, is to make golf fun, attract members, and just create fun and good golf programs for everybody.
All that and keep the electronic carts charged, right?
Well, yeah, that's always a struggle.
That's a Damyn problem, or
we have a fairly small shop down there, but we have a great golf shop. We do a lot of demo days and selling lots of clubs, and I'm obviously in charge of the merchandise down there and the golf car fleet and managing the outside service staff. Our driving range is not the most fun to manage, but got to manage that. So every day is different, that's for sure.
And by the time this goes on, we want to congratulate the club champion, because we're looking ahead, but we'll be looking back by the time it airs, and it'll be on one of Todd Telin's Holy Wednesdays. So maybe, just maybe, that'll be his day to beat you. You guys should play together sometime.
Yeah. Todd knows where I am.
He knows where to find you?
If he wants a match, he can come find me.
Oh, man. I'll get TNT on the phone right away. That's Andy Schmitz. Appreciate your time here, head pro at Minot Country Club. Thanks.
Thanks, Ben.